Hey everyone, it's Kat and I am back today looking for my unicorn base product. So I am testing out some Laura Geller. These are sort of like baked foundations. I've got two of them. As a quick backstory, I have completely changed my makeup style over the past couple of years. I'm now a mum to two kids. I used to wear a lot more makeup. Heavier base would suit the amount of makeup I'd wear. These days I wear a lot less. So I want something that's a bit lighter. But the struggle that I find is having oily skin. So I've got an oily T-zone and normal sides. I find that the sort of more natural, dewier, low to medium coverage products tend to wear off my oily skin really, really quickly. So historically, the foundations that used to work the best for me were sort of long wear matte foundations. They last really well, but they're a bit too bold for what I'm going for these days. So I'm on the hunt for something that looks natural, something that's really quick to apply, something that makes me look a little bit more healthy and it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. So even if I'm wearing something lower coverage and sort of semi glowy these days, it breaks down in areas that makes it look obvious that I'm wearing makeup. It just looks like I'm wearing really bad makeup. So I do want to wear makeup most days because I do have quite a lot of redness in my cheeks, as you can see, and on my chin. So I saw these on Instagram. I have a tendency these days to do some like late night scrolling and leads to late night shopping, and I have bought a few things that Instagram has sort of suggested to me. And I saw recently a Laura Geller, I think it was 40% off site wide, so I ordered these from the international site. I had to pay shipping, but I think because they were 40 or 50% off, I thought, look, it's fine, it covers the shipping. So the two products that I'm going to be trying today, I've got the baked Balance-n-Brighten color correcting foundation. I've got the shade Fair for both of these. I color matched online, so it's sort of hard to tell what it would be, but I thought Fair suited my undertone a bit better than Light did, but I was sort of leaning towards Light. This is probably the hero product that they've had for a little while. Like, it's supposed to be really good for mature skin, all that kind of stuff. While I was paying for shipping, I thought I'd also order the Baked Balance and Glow Illuminating Foundation in the same shade. So I'm going to try half on one side, half on the other side today, see how they apply, see how they wear, and I'll let you know my thoughts. All right, so these are the pans untouched. So they are marbled baked products. They've got different colors in them. Now these are technically the same shade, but obviously they're made up of different sort of powders. I'm not sure if you can see, I'm trying to capture it. I'm trying to turn the brightness down quite a lot and hope to see, this is the illuminating one. I'm not sure if you can see there's a little bit more shine to it. It's not like shimmer or like a really shimmery veining through it. It's just like an overall little bit more illuminating powder. You can also see the variation in the colors. So I don't know if these are supposed to be identical shades, but they're both fair and they're both described in a similar way, whereas this has a lot more darkness to it and this looks a lot lighter. So that's the difference there. Another thing to mention is this packaging. It has a tiny little mirror. Now I don't think it's really enough to, like, when I look at it, all I can see is this part here. So look, it's there. I don't think it's really handy. I think either a clear lid or a full mirror would have been good, but you know, it is there. I'm going to use a Real Techniques. This is the Expert Face Brush because essentially they say you can use a kabuki brush or a dense brush to build up a little bit more coverage. Or of course, once you're a little bit more familiar with the formula, you can use different brushes to sheer it out or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to start with the sort of traditional famous one, the Baked Balance-n-Brighten on this side of the face, and then the illuminating one on that side. So that's what it looks like when it picks up. That actually looks quite nice. I feel like I need to use a lot more than I thought I would have to, but it does. Whoa. Where did my redness just go? Oh my golly gosh. I don't think this is going to last super well on my oily skin, but I think it does look, I might also have to go in and put some concealer on, but I think it's a great color match for me. And in terms of looking a little bit more perfected without much effort, I think this totally fits the brief. Okay, it doesn't actually look like I'm wearing much makeup, which is probably not a bad thing. It looks very natural. It's just taken away some of the patchy redness on this side, but it looks like it's my skin. Wow, I'm actually a little bit shocked at this. I'm a little bit surprised. This kind of thing is what I want on a daily basis, but I want it to last. Okay, I've just sort of wiped off the brush and I'm going in with the illuminating version to see how that goes on the other side. There's also a fuller coverage one as well, I believe. I think, whoa, this is very shiny. Okay, this is like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in a powder. Wow, that is shiny, but it's also really pretty. You can definitely see the difference. Natural finish. Wow, okay, so there is a significant difference, but they're both really pretty. And again, redness is a little bit coming through, but it's not much. And you could always just go in and sort of do some spot concealing before you apply it. Huge difference. Huge difference. Okay. Do I wear half shiny face? I'm going to have to because I'm testing them out. I'm like, they're both really pretty. So if you just saw this, I'm going to go put some concealer on. But if you just saw this, you'd go, okay, shine going on. It's a bit of shine. But it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look over the top. It doesn't look crazy. It only looks crazy when you compare it to this side. But this also looks really nice on its own. So I'm liking both of these. And I think there's definitely different occasions for each. All right, I'm back with the rest of my makeup done. All I did was put some concealer on. So I put some just in the corner here and blended it out, a little bit around my nose and a little bit on my chin, because those are the areas that show a lot of discoloration and they tend to come through fairly quickly. So I am using the new Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, and the color match for me, which is N4. Oh, great. I ordered this online and so far I think it's really great. So I'm going to have to, it's the first time using it. I'm quite impressed so far. So I used that. I also powdered under my eyes a little bit with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, just so it doesn't crease and migrate. And I've got some Lana lips. This is the Tinted Lip Balm in Nectar on my lips. That's all it is. So no blush, no bronzer, no nothing. So we can see how the face is wearing on its own. You can see that that is still a lot shinier, still really pretty. So far, I'm really liking how this looks. This is the amount of coverage, the amount of sort of perfected looking I want on a daily basis. I'm liking it so far. So I'll check back in. All right, it's been 3 hours and it's rainy and horrible. So it's going to be like hard to get a nice crisp view of this in the dark. But I have to say this is wearing pretty well. Okay, definitely skin is coming through. But that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to completely cover my skin. This side is definitely a lot more glowy, but my natural oils are coming through this side. So I quite like the effect of this. It's not feeling like it's breaking down. So far, I'm really, really digging this. I think it looks really pretty. And I've got a little diggy boy here. I know, you need to go to bed now, don't you? Nap time. Okay, this is around the 8-hour mark. And even though like there obviously is more redness coming through, I think for a powder foundation this has held up very well. So that is the non-illuminating side and that is the illuminating side. It hasn't broken down. Look, here's a zoom in. You can see that even though it is wearing off, it's sort of fading down more naturally than it is patchy, which is great. One thing that I noticed is that the coverage that's still there is definitely the concealer. That's the Natasha Denona concealer that I've worn for the first time today. And the fact that it hasn't broken down around my nose may also be the concealer. Same as the chin. There's still a little bit left on the chin. I don't think that's a powder. I think that's the concealer. So I'm happy with how everything is wearing and everything's looking. It's not even getting greasy. Like, this is a powder. It should have absorbed my oils and sort of started getting greasy by now. It's looking quite nice. This side is still looking shiny and gorgeous. What I've decided I'm going to do is actually hold off my conclusion until I can use these foundations with different concealers over the next few days. I feel like This may be an anomaly how well it's wearing, or it may be a combination with the concealer. I really want to nut out what I think about each foundation. So I'll be back after I've used this a little bit more and I'll give you all the nitty gritty. I'll also talk about the claims of the foundation, if it meets those claims, the costs and everything. I'll break it all down in the conclusion. So yeah, I'm loving this. I suspect it's this and the concealer, but we'll figure that out. All right, so today I am wearing just the illuminating version, and you can see that it is very glowy. I've got no blush, no highlighter, no nothing, just this on my face and a bit of concealer. So it is very glowy. If you like that glowy look, but you don't want a sticky, like really dewy, greasy base, this is something so completely unique in my opinion. It's beautiful and it is a lot of glow, but I also feel like it's not too much that it looks ridiculous. It just looks like you're a little bit sweaty or a little bit moist. Yeah, and some people love that effect, some people don't. It's up to you, but I think it's really unique and I think it's really beautiful. I probably would mix these a bit more, so the more natural finish on the T-zone and this on the outer part of the face, and it'll give just a beautiful glow where I want it. But you know, I think this is so unique, and I think people, if you love glowy sort of natural looking skin, this is gorgeous. I've been wearing the Baked Balance-n-Brighten the last few days, and when I concluded how I feel about these that first time, I did mention that I think the longevity of the coverage is likely from the concealer, and I think I was right. I have worn this by itself, and I feel like it lasts probably around 3 to 4 hours before it starts to fade down. But the good thing is it fades down quite naturally. So at the, I think it was like a 6-hour mark, I still felt like my skin looked a lot better than it did normally. So I was just wearing this, I think with a bit of mascara and a bit of lip gloss. So I still felt like I had a really good skin day going on, and it was definitely no makeup. But if you do want a little bit more longevity in the certain areas that are your problem areas, a decent long wear concealer either on top or underneath will make this look flawless for longer. The good thing about it though, being a very light thin sort of powder, is that you could easily touch up. So what I did with this, I think at the 6-hour mark, was I touched up. It looked flawless. It didn't look cakey. It brought back that sort of beautiful natural skin effect. So this is something that you can definitely throw in your handbag and just touch up if you wanted to at lunchtime. I think this is sort of like it's just a good skin day in a powder. It is something I've never experienced before. I feel like when it comes to powder foundations, a lot of them do look quite cakey and dry, or a lot of them don't really do anything. This is just like a filter in a powder. It's so easy to apply. I applied it on TikTok. There was a comment that said it looks like a filter, and it totally does. It doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. It just looks like I've got really good skin that day. And that's what I want on a daily basis. There's days where I want to have like a red lip and bold eyes and liner and highlighter and all that kind of stuff. There's days where I want that. And then there's days where I just want to get out of bed, have my coffee, wash my face, brush my teeth, get ready for the day, chuck on literally 30 seconds face makeup, and I feel like I can step out of the house and feel confident and just project a lot more confidence. And so I think this is remarkable. I can put it on one-handed while I'm holding a baby. I can put it on while I'm making a coffee if I wanted to in the kitchen. You can definitely throw it on your way to work, or just as you get to work in your car, quickly chuck something on so you feel a little bit more put together. I feel like this is such an invaluable product. I think it's great. I'm so glad I discovered this and the illuminating version. I can't really fault them, except for I would like a little bit more longevity out of them. That's the only fault I have. The products themselves are beautiful, and the fair color match suits me really, really well. I don't need to worry about certain areas looking like it's unblended. I can literally throw this on without even having a mirror and knowing that at the end of it, I'll look okay. So these are yeah, I can't really fault them. I like these so much that I did actually go back and buy a backup of the baked Balance-n-Brighten, so the natural finish one, and I also bought the full coverage version for when I'm going out. I also wanted to try a blush and a highlighter, so that's what I've got coming to me at the moment. When I did a bit of more research into people's reviews of their more current products. Now, I have used Laura Geller before, but it hasn't been for like 8 years. So I am not very familiar with what people think of the more recent sort of products. And the sort of consensus that I got was that the baked face products were the more outstanding, interesting products rather than the lip products or the eyeliners or whatever. It's the baked products where they sort of really come in as being exceptional. So I'm just going to talk about the claims of these and tell you if I think they live up to the claim. So it says it's perfect for mature skin, uneven complexion, fine lines and wrinkles. It adjusts to match skin. It's a natural finish. This is the original one. Made for all skin types. It's a creamy texture, weightless feel, light to medium coverage. It's award-winning and handmade in Italy. I think that it's all correct. I think the only difference between that and the illuminating one is that it's not a natural finish, it's an illuminating finish. So all the other claims are sort of the same. I would say that it's definitely light coverage. I don't really think you can build it up to medium too easily. You'd have to use quite a lot of it. The full coverage one, you can actually use wet and dry. So I might do a review on that down the track and test it out wet and dry and see the difference of it. But I definitely think this is lightweight feel. I definitely think it can be used on all skin types. I just think that if you had drier skin, I don't feel like this is a mattifying powder, so it's not going to really make your skin feel dry, but it being a powder product, I think it'd be best to use like a hydrating primer underneath or really layer up the sort of hydrating skincare. So just to stop any dry patches. Because when I also did a demo of this on TikTok, I noticed that I had like one little dry patch and it did sort of lift it, which was fine. It was just a bit of dry skin that wanted to come off. But if you do have sort of dry textured skin, you probably want to put something underneath that can sort of smooth that down before applying it. But I do think this could work for a lot of different skin types. If you're very, very, very oily, again, I think you'd have to go for like a gripping primer or a mattifying primer, just to have this last. Ideally, I want my foundation to wear a long time. Like that's the ideal scenario. But if it's going to fade down, I'm okay with makeup fading down evenly. I've talked about this many times in lip product reviews. I don't care if my bright fuchsia lip starts to fade down throughout the day, as long as it fades down to looking like a medium fuchsia lip, a lip stain fuchsia lip, a very sheer pinky lip. Like as long as it fades down evenly throughout the day, it doesn't look unkempt, it doesn't look messy. When it starts to wear off patchy and wear off in certain areas and leave other areas really bold, that's what I hate. That's how I hate makeup wearing down. And that goes to my foundation as well. And that's why I've really struggled with these more sort of BB cream, glowy bases, because I feel like my skin it wears away around the nose in certain areas and then it leaves other areas looking quite bold and it looks really messy. The fact that this fades down quite evenly, I can forgive the fading. And again, it's so easy to reapply that it's really not that big a deal. So I'm sure you can gather that I love these foundations. I think they're great for people that want really fast makeup, that want really natural looking makeup. I just want to say though, in terms of my opinion on the brand and my experience ordering from Laura Geller, so I ordered from the international website because I think they used to be available on TVSN in Australia. They're no longer available there. But I just found the experience of buying online a little bit frustrating. The standard flat shipping to Australia is 21 Australian dollars. So it's not ridiculous, but it's still pretty high. You want to generally place a decent order to absorb that. There is no shipping, like free shipping cap. There is, if you're ordering in the US, there's a free shipping cap. But in Australia, there's a standard. So even if you order one thing or you order 10 things, it's going to be $21. Shipping was pretty quick. I think I got this like within a week, which is fantastic. Shipping all across the world, that's great. And it arrived all safe and awesome. But something that I wanted to warn everyone about is that their website is frustrating and their emails are even more frustrating. Now, these are full priced in Australian dollars, $57 each. Now, I did not buy them for $57. Right now, when I have a look, they're down to $34, but then there's a code for an extra $10 off. So they're $30.60 each. So even though I think some people would pay $57 each for these, that's Australian dollars again, wait for a sale, because there are sales all the time and the sales go on for like weeks on end, and then one ends and then 2 days later another one starts. So do not buy these full price, even though they might be worth it to you or to me compared to other prices of makeup that you have. You can always get these on sale, like 40, 50, up to 60% off, and wait for a sale. So instead of having a reasonable price like $40 flat rate at all times, and maybe occasionally they have a sale, they bump up their price and then reduce it all the time for these constant sales. And I don't like that way of selling products. I feel like it's very buy now, sale, 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 sale. And it's like, well, is it really a sale if you have a sale every second week? Like, should you really price this at $57 when the majority of the time it's on sale for $34? It's hard to recommend their service to people when I don't like that tactic of you got to buy now because it's an extra 10% off. And if you add $6 to your cart, you get an extra brush. Like, it's all really like infomercial, really frustrating tactics. Also, if you do sign up to their email subscription, oh my God, I think there was one, like you get emails multiple times a day. There was one day recently where I think I got like 6 emails from them. Ridiculous. If you want to sign up, look, I went into my email preferences and changed it to only occasional offers that I want emails about, and I still get an email every single day at least. So my recommendation, if you wanted to buy these, maybe follow them on Instagram, look out for a sale because I do promote them on Instagram, but also potentially sign up, remove yourself from the mailing list until you're ready to buy something. If you're like, oh, I'm running low on my foundation, I want to go buy 2 of them, sign up a couple of weeks in advance to their emails again, and then you'll hear about a sale. And then once you placed your order, unsubscribe, because I almost feel like the amount of emails they send should be illegal. It is ridiculously spammy. And also, I'm like, there is not that much that you have to say. Like, why does a company have to email me 6 times in a day about the same fucking offer? Like, it shouldn't be a thing. So even though I love these products, I wish there was another way I could buy these. You can buy them on Amazon, but they're like 88 Australian dollars. So I'm going to spend my $21 shipping, buy a few things at once so it absorbs that, and wait for a sale. But it just means that process is so annoying from a consumer perspective. So if anyone from Laura Geller is watching this, I love your products. I think they're beautiful. As a person that loves makeup, wants to look decent most days, and doesn't have much time, these are like a dream come true. But your marketing fucking sucks. It is so, just your structure, I feel like it's very hard to respect. So nice products, company, you gotta, especially if you're the kind of person, and I've been falling prey to this a little bit recently. I don't know why, but I've been really sort of late night browsing and shopping. And I feel like I'm getting into like, not out of control, but not sensible spending habits. And brands like this prey on people that struggle with that. So I'm going to take myself now after doing this and take myself off their mailing list. If there's anything I want to replenish in the future, like I said, I'll just put myself on for a week or 2. No doubt I'll hear about a sale, or I'll follow them on Instagram, and then, yeah, I can deal with that in the future, because I've already received hundreds of emails from them and I've only been subscribed to them for a couple of weeks. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, so that's it. That's it for the day. Let me know if you've tried Laura Geller products. What's your favorite product? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.